Sensenbrenner Bill, H.R. 4437, passed by the House in December, requires up to 700 miles, 1120 km, of fence along the U.S. Mexican border at points with the highest number of illegal border crossings requires the federal government to take custody of undocumented aliens detained by local authorities. This would end the practice of catch and release, where federal officials sometimes instruct local law enforcement to release detained undocumented aliens because resources to prosecute them are not available. It also reimburses local agencies in the 29 counties along the border for costs related to detaining undocumented aliens. Mandates employers to verify workers' legal status through electronic means, phased in over several years. Also requires reports to be sent to Congress 1 and 2 years after implementation to ensure that it is being used. Eliminates the diversity immigrant visa, also known as green card lottery, program. Prohibits grants to federal, state, or local government agencies that enact or maintain a sanctuary policy. Incorporates satellite communications among immigration enforcement officials. Requires all U.S. Border Patrol uniforms to be made in the U.S. to avoid forgeries. Institutes a timeline for deployment of U.S. visit to all land-based checkpoints. Requires the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, to report to Congress on the number of other than Mexicans, OTMs, apprehended and deported, and the number of those from states that sponsor terrorism. Formalizes congressional condemnation of rapes by smugglers along the border and urges Mexico to take immediate action to prevent them. Requires all undocumented aliens, before being deported, to pay a fine of $3,000 if they agree to leave voluntarily but do not adhere to the terms of their agreement. The grace period for voluntary departure is shortened to 60 days. Requires DHS to conduct a study on the potential for border fencing on the U.S.-Canada border. Sets the minimum sentence for fraudulent documents at 10 years, fines, or both, with tougher sentencing in cases of aiding drug trafficking and terrorism. Establishes a fraudulent documents center within DHS. Increases penalties for aggravated felonies and various frauds, including marriage fraud and document fraud. Establishes an 18-month deadline for DHS to control the border, with the progress report due 1 year after enactment of the legislation. Requires criminal record, terrorist watch list clearance, and fraudulent document checks for any illegal immigrant before being granted legal immigration status. Reimburses states for aiding in immigration enforcement. Causes housing of a removed alien to become a felony and sets the minimum prison sentence to 3 years. Allows deportation of any undocumented alien convicted of driving under the influence, DUI. Adds human trafficking and human smuggling to the money laundering statute. Increases penalties for employing undocumented workers to $7,500 for first-time offenses, $15,000 for second offenses, and $40,000 for all subsequent offenses. Prohibits accepting immigrants from any country which delays or refuses to accept its citizens who are deported from the United States.